We've come together today to talk about the most pressing philanthropic issues and also how to bring together the leading minds and innovators as a collaborative approach to tackle the world's most pressing issues. If you look at your life today and the passions that inspire you, and someone asked you if you could give it all away right now, how would you give it away?
Well, I've thought about it, actually, it is a difficult question because there are so many needy areas in the United States and, of course, elsewhere. But I focus primarily on the United States because I think our issues are just as pressing as pretty much anywhere else, and there are many causes that need attention. One area that's of great interest to me is successful aging, and I did actually establish a hospital at Mount Sinai here in New York City, which is called the Martha Stewart Center for Living. It's an outpatient ward that deals with the subject of aging. It's part of the geriatric portion of the hospital. Mount Sinai has the oldest geriatric ward in America. They actually kind of are the founders of geriatric medicine. And we are suffering in America what I call a silver tsunami, which is we are going to have more than 65 million people over the age of 65 in 2 years. Who's going to take care of this aging population? Who's paying attention to that aging population? There's only one geriatrician for every 10 or 12,000 people over the age of 65. And that's frightening to think about it, because geriatric medicine up till now has been a very unpopular kind of practice. Doctors are much more interested in things like plastic surgery or orthopedics or sports medicine. They don't want to deal with the older population. So I know it's a long-winded answer, but I think it is one of the areas that interests me tremendously, and I would like to help very much create a prototypical system by which all of us Americans deal with the aging population.
This is an area where there's a huge sense of urgency, but as you pointed out, the urgency doesn't necessarily match the public focus.
Not at all.
When you're looking at your giving efforts, when you're looking at how you, as an entrepreneur, as a woman of influence, can have the greatest giving opportunities, how do you measure the efficacy of your efforts? How do you measure the success of the different ways that you invest time, resource, relationships, and the like?
Well, I measure it by other people's interest in the same causes. How many other people are starting to pay attention or have been paying attention to this area? Are there other hospitals in America that are dealing forthrightly with the problem? Is Congress paying attention? There is a committee on the aging. I went and appeared before it down in Washington. There are senators and congressmen and other people who are working slowly, but they know the importance of the subject matter. How are insurers dealing with it? I just finished a book, it'll be published early next year, called Living the Good Long Life. That is a simple, really, picture of what's going on and how to cope with it as a caregiver, as a caretaker. And I hope that helps bring this subject to more prominence in America. Little by little, it's happening, and I just read an article somewhere that geriatric medicine is all of a sudden becoming a more attractive occupation for doctors, which is great. So there's hope, and I think little by little, as it is with every cause and every good area of interest in America, I think there is hope. There is definite attention being spent dealing with the problems, and there is focus.
Obviously, philanthropy is a combination of personal passion and strategy. When you reflect back as you embarked on this journey with this project, can you point to one mentor, one role model who not only gave you the inspiration, but also gave you the courage or the motivation to keep going despite the obstacles that we all face, even in philanthropy?
Well, my philanthropy suffered a grave setback when I was accused of a crime, and my personal fortune was greatly diminished by this this problem that I faced, and all I could think of was how sad it was that being the focus of something, to me a very unfair focus, took away so much from what I could do to help others. And because money is the best way to sort of help in philanthropy. I mean, you can spend your time, you can do this, you can do that, but it all comes down in the end to how much money can be invested in a cause to make a difference.
As you've gone along this journey, both the highs and the lows, what surprised you most in terms of lessons learned for you personally in philanthropy, or how it even translates to business?
What surprised me was that there are some people who are so generous and so high-minded and so unself-centered. And that's the kind of person I am. I mean, it's not about I don't think about me as much as I think about others. And I don't want to. I really want to think about others. I want to help others. I want to help causes. I want to help the world. I want to help the environment. It's all about that for me. And those are the people that I kind of read about, the people that I look at for mentorship and for sort of an enthusiastic support. It's hard to narrow it down to one individual. We have at this conference that Forbes has created, there's a room full of really amazing people who have done amazing things. All of them are my role models, and they really do. I think once you become a philanthropist, once you give away that first $5 and are encouraged to do so by your parents or by your company or by somebody, it becomes a good habit. And I think that that's what we have to do to so many people here in this country. Everyone giving $1 to every single cause, and we could all do that, would make such a huge difference. Think how many millions of people are in America? If each of us gave $1 to, say, 100 different causes, how fabulous that would be.
As we wrap up, I would love to hear from you. We talked about earlier philanthropy being such a personal motivation. It has to be a passion to find that sense of purpose. Can you share a particular story or a moment in these giving efforts that had an unexpected, profound impact on you?
Well, even though I have given money to medicine, medical pursuits, given medicine to environmental causes, I guess it does come back down to the Center for Living, because I like to go up there and just make surprise visits to see who's there partaking of the good services and the wonderful, wonderful doctoring that goes on at Mount Sinai.
What do you learn from those personal visits?
Oh, I see people in their 90s who are smiling and happy that they finally have a place to go where someone cares about them. It's very important to me that people feel cared for, feel nurtured. I don't think naturally, I mean, it's hard to say feel loved, but just cared for. There are so many people in this country that are not cared for in any way, who just have nowhere to turn, nowhere to look. I'd like to make a difference in those lives. And I think that a place like the Center for Living does just that.
Well, clearly you've created places for others to turn, that you've created a place with meaningful impact on so many lives, and I congratulate you for that success and the continued success given this passion moving forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martha, for sitting down with us.
Thank you.